Yes, us folks, back in the veggie garden with Vasily, and the dogs are playing in the background, and they got another rabbit and a rodent today, just before you turned up. That's right. It's in the bin, and the other one's been... Where's the other one? Cara? Where's the rabbit? Where is it? No more. Anyway, back to the topic. I prepared another raised garden bed, successive planting. That's what we're doing here, folks. I've done 2 in a row, 2 days in a row, that is, or no, actually, second one, the first one was done about a couple of days ago. I just finished this one. Now, I didn't use the builder frames, so I thought I'll try it, the old European way, just whatever timber you have. These are old tool handles that I had, and I just screwed them together in the corners. It took me a bloody long time. Well, not a long time, about an hour's worth, trying to get it up there. Now, no level again, so they've all just been screwed in together. There is a bit of a wobble in it, but no more than what you probably get. Would you get it with this one? Yeah, same wobble. Anyway, this is another bed. For those who haven't seen me build one before, I'm not going to show you. I'm just going to tell you what's done here. This is a mulch mat. It's actually got that biodegradable plastic on one side and the felt on the other side. So I've left the plastic on the inside because it's easier to actually install. I didn't screw this one in this time like I normally do, or staple it. I actually just hung it over the edges. Then I just cut it off to the top of it, and I dare say this is going to sink as well like the other one has. So I've cut it a little bit longer so it could sink. Now underneath here is straw. This is the straw, leftover straw. So that's what I've got underneath here, all the way up to about there. So from the bottom all the way to there, it's completely a bed of straw, a complete bed of straw underneath there. And then on top of that, I put about 3 inches or 75 mil of cocoa pith, the cocoa fibre. And then on top of that, I put my planting mix. I didn't put any compost this time because the planting mix has got that in there, and I thought, look, I'm just going to go straight with the planting mix. And that's this stuff here. Hasn't been blended, just layered. And now it's ready for planting. So I'm planting a couple of cucumbers. These were gifted to me from a wonderful viewer. LC, long cucumber. Now they've been growing in the pot for a while. Have a look at this. We've got cucumbers on it already setting up. Look at that little baby there. So we're going to stick them in there, but I'm also going to do something extra because, as you know, my microclimate here sucks. It really does. It's cold at the best of times, and when it does get warm, it doesn't last long, and when it does get warm, it gets stinking hot dry. So these little babies are going to struggle, as my other ones will, which we're going to do the same thing to them. And what we're going to do with this one here is basically, well, we're going to trail them up. One over that side, one on this side here. But what we're also going to do with this little bed here, folks, now that way there is north, right? That's west, and we've got east that way. So we're on a slight angle like that. So the northwesterly winds come howling through here sometimes, well, most times they're not, but so do the southeasterly. But because we've got a nice little structure there and lots of trees there, the wind doesn't really come through this area as hard as it does in that open area over there. But what I am going to do to protect these is bubble wrap. We're going to put a wall of bubble wrap starting from that corner there to here, around to there, and where you are is going to be the opening. So that's going to be the most protected area, while the least affected area by wind. So I'll be able to handle them. I don't want to put bubble wrap all the way around for the obvious reason. I need to be able to get in here and service the little garden bed when I need to, because these little climbers are going to climb up and they're going to need a little bit of assistance. And I'm going to use our little plant pegs, which I'm using on our tomatoes, to train these up as well. Plus, I'm going to plant a tomato in here. I might plant one of George's, which is this one here. And I'm also going to plant a little Italian tomato, which is going to end up being a big tomato as well. So they're going to go in the middle like that. Cucumber on that side, eggplant on that side, and another eggplant on this side, so opposite ends, and down the middle. And then we'll probably have some more space later on to plant some, maybe strawberries. I was going to say spring onions, but I thought of strawberries as well. Now, remember the layering that I spoke about, where you can lay this down and curl it up? Sort of lay it down, and all this part here that's covered with soil will actually start to develop new roots. But because this is so rigid, look at this, folks, it's almost like a tree trunk. I can't bend it without breaking it. So this ain't going to get laid down. What we're going to do with this is what we're doing with the other ones. We're going to put a pot sleeve over the top. So we're going to fill it up with soil so that that part there gets covered up with soil as well and develop new roots. So for now, we're going to dig a hole. Now let's have a look at the layers. So the top layer is our planting mix. So as we go deeper, So I've got a good amount of planting mix in here. Geez, I did put a lot in here. And now we hit the cocoa. So that's the next layer. So down below here is cocoa, and if we go any deeper, oh, look at this, look, you can see that now. That's the straw underneath there, the bed of straw. So cocoa in between. Now all the nutrients in this wonderful planting mix here on top here, folks, as you're watering it, it's going to leach down below and start to activate the microbes to start breaking down that pile of straw that we've got underneath there. So that's going to become an active, you know, what do they call it, microflora environment where everything will benefit. It's going to have good drainage, it's going to breathe well, and it's going to feed our plants from the bottom up. So for now, we take off a couple of the bottom ones like that, the leaves, get rid of that. Just down below, like this, positioned, and push it back in, folks. It's not rocket science. Or somebody said once, it's not rocket surgery. Look at that. Cookie. That's the compost in the planting mix. Fantastic. So that's done. Let's go on. I'm using my hands because it's so soft. Look at that. Delicious. It's just simply fantastic. Oh, healthy roots. Some nice healthy roots. And what am I looking at here? It's a nice mix. Does that look like our planting mix? Rice hull? I think so. Healthy plants as well. Now this little tomato here, the Italian Malacca, is only just freshly been potted, so that's cocoa pith. And let me show you, see it? That's all I've done, I just dropped it into that. So it's still in its plug formation that I just taken out, but I'm excited, I'm gonna stick it in now. And bury it like that. It'll be fine. Don't worry, we'll look after you. I'm just recycling some old string, yep, that's long enough. Our little garden peg, and we're gonna train this little beauty up there. Now, let's just start like this for now. Okay, we've gone into the soil there. Tie it up here, like that. Little knot. And then this has got its own little tendrils that should catch onto here. So we're just going to assist it a little bit for now. Carefully wrapping around, if I can. It's not happy to do that actually. I need a little clip here. That's all I need. It's a little clip to get this going. So let's just keep it like that for now. And it'll find its way up. All right, and the tomato too. Let's just tie this up as well. And we'll just bring that around there like that for a little bit. Stop the wind blowing it over. That's it for now. Bubble wrap time. I'm using 20mm bubbles here, folks. That's the size of the bubble itself. For those who don't know what I'm doing or think I've lost my mind, think again, folks, because we've got air pockets in here, which reduces the amount of cold air getting in. I mean, this is not enclosed completely, but the whole theory is with the bubbles, you're creating that little air pocket of protection, which is a lot better for the plants. Because if I just put plastic on there, just a sheath of plastic, it'll stop the wind, but I wanted it a bit better than that. I wanted a bit more than that. So, and this is only 500mm wide. And if I need to go a second layer higher, I can. It's not the first time, oh shit, I squashed the bubbles. It's not the first time I've done this. I've used this theory or method before with my little hothouse, and it worked a treat. Because initially it was struggling to keep the heat in, especially at night times when it got really cold. It's crazy, I know. Seriously crazy stuff going on here. But that's how we roll here, folks. We've done all the fancy gardens and landscapes designs in our past life. You know, buying the best materials, doing the best paving, poolsides, deckings and all that. And now we recycle everything we can find. Not for anything, for the purpose of recycling and the fact that it actually does work. Bubble wrap as a protection. This, you can just see that now, how much better it feels already. It's protected, it's got that nice little microclimate happening. And if it starts to grow taller and it starts getting a lot of headwinds again, another layer. But don't go all the way around because it becomes an incubator. Not another rat, is it? Or is it just Vader picking on her? So you can go another layer, but nothing on top. Or you have the option if you want to just go on top and not around the sides. But this way here is a lot better for it. Bubble wrap your garden if you need to. Otherwise, if you've got a perfect microclimate, lucky you. Check out our website, vasili'sgarden.com. Our seeds are on sale. It expires at midnight. You've got $2 packet of seeds, and even the multi-packs are much cheaper too, folks. And it includes postage Australia-wide, except for WA. Sorry about that, folks. As you know, governing rules. vasili'sgarden.com and the website, and the Coburg store is open as well. From me, Vasili, Maresi.